Do you feel overwhelmed with transitioning from in-person school to online school where before you were sitting in a classroom, your teacher was there and you saw your friends and everyone was present there, and now everything is online? It must be challenging for sure, learning the ins and outs, learning the technicalities that's involved with online learning, with distance learning. However, it is doable, and I believe that you can succeed. So I'm going to share with you a few winning strategies to help you to succeed in distance learning. So let's dive right in. And I'm going to go through these fairly quickly. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please do post below in the comment section. So here we go. Number one, you want to set a routine. You've got to have a routine, a routine, a routine. Super important. You've got to see if you can keep the same routines as if you were going to school, as if you were going to the actual location. So if you woke up at a certain time, let's say if it was 7:30, you say, well, I'm still going to wake up at 7:30. And I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to get ready and so on. I'm going to eat breakfast. So if you follow that routine, then when you're online, your mind is already programmed for it. Your mind is already programmed that Monday through Friday, this is what you do at that time. This is how you wake up, and this is what you do. And if you keep that going, then it'll be easier for your mind to focus on school, because that's what you were doing when you were going there in person. So that's number one. So the second strategy is to plan. You want to plan your day before you start your day. Very important. Plan your day before you start your day. And before I get to that, let me just go back to the first one. The first part of this is the routine. You did have a time to go to bed, didn't you? So you didn't just go to bed whenever you felt like going to bed. So keep that same routine. So if you went to bed at 9 o'clock every night, try to make sure you're doing that when you're going to school online. Very, very important, because you need rest. You need rest. Very important. So let's go back. So the second strategy, again, is to plan. You've got to plan your day before you start it. Plan your week before you start it. So think about your class schedule and plan accordingly. Now, the question then is, what are your plans for each hour of the day? So you think about hour number 1, hour number 2, hour number 3, hour number 4. What are you doing in each one of those hours? And the way you can do that is go to Google Calendar, and you just open it up, and you open up the first day, and then you begin to type in what it is that you will be doing during that hour. And that will help you to have an overview, just a bird's eye view, if you will, of your day, and how and where you can focus the most, and what needs to change, and so on and so forth. So very, very important that you plan your day. Now, here's something that is also important. You want to schedule in your lunch time and your snack times. You want to schedule in lunch and your snack time. Very important that you do that, because when you schedule in your lunch time, you know that when it's lunchtime, I'm going to eat, and here's what I'm eating. And if you can put in your plan, in your calendar there, you can say, all right, here's what I'm planning to have for lunch. That will help you too, so that you don't have to be scrambling around in the cupboard looking for something to eat, or in the refrigerator. So just think about that, as well as snack times too. So kind of plan the night before what you're going to have for snack, and set it aside so that when it's snack time, you can grab something quickly and then get back to work. So that's with that. Now, the other important strategy is your workspace. Now, what I mean by your workspace is, where are you working? Where are you studying right now? So you want to make sure wherever you're studying in your home is clean, is well lit. Number 3 is a place that has no distractions whatsoever. So the television shouldn't be playing in the background, the radio shouldn't be on, or people shouldn't be talking in that area. It needs to be a quiet space in your home that you're studying. Now, the best place, preferably, I think, is the dining room table, if you can sit there, or you can sit at a desk. Perhaps you have a desk in your room, or if there's a desk in someone else's room in the house that you can borrow, that you can use, then go there instead. So look for a place that's quiet, that's clean, where there are no distractions. Now, when you sit at the desk, listen to this. When you sit at the desk, clear the desk of everything that's on that desk. Now, if it's not your desk, you don't want to do that, but you want to just clear the desk, clear the dining room table of everything except for your laptop, your Chromebook, and your textbooks, and so that you can focus solely on the class, so that you can focus solely on the assignment. Very, very important, because when you do that, that's going to help your brain to focus just on that one thing. But if you have a whole lot of other things on the table, you can get easily distracted. So that's why I'm recommending that. The other quick tip that's within this part of your workspace is, as far as your Chromebooks and your textbooks and other school supplies, you want to keep them all in one place. One place. So you store your Chromebook and everything else in one place. So that means when you're done with class, you put it in the bin or wherever you're putting your things, your items. Make sure it's a clean place. Make sure it's a place that's dry, and make sure it's not a place that's easily accessible to perhaps if you have younger siblings, where it's not accessible to your younger siblings, or if you're touching and playing with your things. So you don't want that to happen, right? So you want to place it in a safe place, a place that's accessible to you. Study at the same place every day. So if you're at the dining room table, be there. That's your spot. If you're going to be using, let's say you're using your brother's room, then that's your spot. You're going to use that spot. So try to study at the same place and same time every day. It makes life so much easier for you, because your brain automatically knows that when you sit at the dining room table at a certain time, that it's school time, it's not playtime. Very important. So make sure that you do that. Let's say if you only have one device and you're sharing it with your sibling, or let's say if it's 2 of you or 3 of you or 5 of you, you're going to have to go back to strategy number 1 as far as planning. Plan your schedules, your schedule together, and you say, well, I need to use a computer at 9. Is it possible for you can you use it at 10 and I'll use it at 9 for this class, and kind of work it out amongst yourselves if you only have one device. Now, if you have 2 or if you have fewer than is required for each of you, then try to work that out, because that's very important, because we know that it's a tough time now. Some people just don't have the devices or enough devices. So let your teachers know. Let your school know, here's what's happening and here's what you're trying to do to see how you can make it work. Very, very important. Check Google Classroom regularly. Check Google Classroom regularly. I'm a teacher and I post updates there on my Google Classroom all the time, and I tell my students, guys, check Google Classroom. Everything's there. Your classwork is there. So check Google Classroom. Now, if you have any questions about assignments, ask immediately. If you need clarification, ask immediately. The other winning strategy is to exercise, move, do jumping jacks, jog in place, do push-ups, and or if you can go outside, you can jog in your yard, or just go for a walk in your yard, or if you can even go out in the front yard, or around the block. You just walk around just to get some motion going, and as you get some exercise in, that will help you to feel better and more energetic. Another great strategy is to reward yourself. So if you say, I'm going to focus today, give my undivided attention today in class, pay attention, participate, give my best, and if I do that, at the end of the day, I'm going to reward myself with ice cream or with a treat. And when you do that, it pushes you and it motivates you to keep focusing, keep working hard to get the work done. What is the best way to study when you have multiple people in your home who are also doing online school? Well, first, you want to all study in a different room, not in the same room. Now, if you can't separate, if you can't all go to different rooms, then if you're in the same room, try to study in different corners of the room. Now, if you have to sit at the same table with the other people in your home who are also in distance learning, make sure you all have headphones, that you have a headset, and that when you're communicating with your teachers or the students in your classroom, that you're not too loud where you're distracting your siblings or the other folks, perhaps relatives who are also in distance learning at your home. So be very determined to get through this, because we can. It's doable. I know it's hard, but it's doable. So it can be done. So make sure you get a headset. Make sure you try first to study in a separate room. If you can't study in a separate room, if all of you have to be in the same room, try to be considerate of the other by not speaking too loud, and by making sure that your headset's on and you're able to hear the teachers and your fellow students. And make sure your headset has a microphone. Now, if it doesn't, you can use the microphone that's on your laptop, but speak in a way where you can be heard. So I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sending your questions in. If you have any more questions, please post your questions in the comment section below. Also, if you've received value from today's message, please like this video, comment below, subscribe, and share. And remember to unleash your zebra.